In today's video, I'm here to share with you my most addictive fragrances right now. If you're interested, then just keep watching. Before we get into the video, I do want to quickly introduce myself for those of you who may be new here. My name is Aisha from simplyaisha.com. Here on YouTube, I talk mainly about fragrance, but also some beauty, luxury, and lifestyle. If those are things you're interested in, please consider subscribing. And if you are a returning subscriber, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. So as I said, in today's video, we'll be talking about my most addictive fragrances right now. So these are the fragrances in my collection that I cannot get enough of for the past month or two. In this case, it's 2 months, but usually it's about every month that I do one of these videos. So are these my favorite fragrances ever? No, these are the fragrances that I either can't stop wearing, can't stop smelling, can't stop thinking about wearing. I have to consciously make a decision not to wear them. These are those. Now, typically I limit these videos to 5 fragrances. However, the last 2 are kind of interchangeable for me. So in this video, we have 6 fragrances, and we'll kind of get into why I slightly cheated for this video. But I usually like to limit it to 5 fragrances just because I feel like that gives you guys a truer picture. I mean, because I wear so many fragrances on a daily basis, and I love so much in my collection. I could kind of throw out any fragrance, but if I limit myself to 5, that really makes me choose like what's really been calling my name. Also, another caveat is I do not include fragrances that I recently hauled, because anytime I buy new fragrances, I want to wear those, and I do wear those, and I do think about those. So I try not to include any fragrances that I have had less than a month or so. All that aside, let's go ahead and get into these fragrances. So we're gonna start out with my scent of the day, and this is from Initio. This is Oud for Happiness. So this is my little polarizing scent that I absolutely love. This fragrance is deep and mysterious. So when I smell this, I obviously get the oud, but the oud is quite smooth, but it is quite prominent. Generally, I get like this type of pine note to it as well, like a greenness to it. And then there's also this very bright ginger. And the ginger is what does it for me in this fragrance. I love ginger. I think it's energizing. I love the smell of it. It has that spicy facet to it. I think the ginger is really a star of the show for this. Now, this fragrance, when I first sprayed it on paper, like when I first tested this out, I didn't think I was a fan. I thought it smelled too masculine. Thought it kind of smelled like marijuana. But when I wore this, it was a different story. The way this mellowed out on my skin, absolutely amazing. It's quite unique. I get a ton of compliments every time I wear this. It is quite loud, and I love this. This is one that I wear when I want to smell unique, and the name is Oud for Happiness, and maybe that has something to do with it, but I feel like the ginger in this just gives me a little bit of happiness like every time I wear this. I like to pair it with the ginger souffle lotion or body butter from Origins. This is the best ginger body product that you can find. So if you love ginger, I mean, you just need to get this, okay? I know it ain't cheap, but it is totally worth it. It's well moisturizing, and the ginger in this smells absolutely amazing. So I like to pair these together, and I feel like it brings the ginger out even more, and it's just very energizing and makes me happy. And yeah, that's why I've been wearing it a lot recently. So that was Initio Oud for Happiness. This next fragrance is one that was super hyped up last year, but I only just got it in my collection probably about 3 or 4 months ago. And when I smelled it initially, like I wasn't wowed. I wasn't impressed. I didn't see the hype. But once I wore it, I saw the hype. So this is none other than Escapade Gourmand from Maison Mataha. So this is a vanilla fragrance that is very warm smelling. It has this caramel undertone. This is sweet and warm and delectable. This is definitely a Gourmand vanilla. However, it doesn't necessarily smell juvenile in my opinion. Once I actually sprayed this on my body, the way that it smells so warm is quite addictive to me. Now, I know you're thinking, okay, vanilla for hot weather, sugary sweets, probably not gonna work, but honestly, this does work in the heat. I wore it in the heat on accident, Like I wore it one day, I thought I was gonna be home, and I actually ended up going somewhere, and it was hot that day, and it wasn't overpowering. Now I still think this is probably better for cooler weather, but I honestly feel like the way that it smells, I could get away with it year round, and I've been wearing it to bed a lot. It doesn't look like much of a dent, but I feel like I've been wearing it a lot. There's a little tiny dent, but it is so good. I can't describe to you why. Don't get this thinking it's a super unique vanilla, because you may be disappointed. And I knew going into it that it was gonna be more of a basic vanilla, meaning just smelling like vanilla. And while that is true, there's something about the way this one is done and the way it plays on my skin. I just smell incredibly scrumptious whenever I wear this. So would I recommend this to people? I don't know. I feel like you have to be in the mindset that this is a basic vanilla. And if you want a basic vanilla done really, really well, this one is it. Like, this is a good one. It does lean more on the gourmand side as opposed to the dry, spicy side of vanilla. So if that's something you're looking for, maybe check this one out. I don't know that this fragrance is gonna be for everybody because it does smell foody, but it is for me, y'all. It is for me. And I love wearing this, especially to bed or around my house. There's something that's been feeling so like comforting about it. It kind of reminds me of the old school, the super old school, is it warm brown sugar vanilla or something that Bath and Body Works used to have? Like the old school one, like when I was in high school. It kind of reminds me of that, but on a much higher quality scale. So again, that is Escapade Gourmand from Maison Mataha. Also, before I move on to the next fragrance, let me show you what I've been pairing it with. None other than this Boom Boom from Mesa Oil that I can't get enough of. And in these videos now, I try to share with you all if I pair something with a body product like all the time. I'm trying to share that with y'all in these videos. So that's why I did bring this down here, because I love wearing these together, and I feel like this just brings out the caramel tones in Escapade Gourmand even more. So wanted to share it with you. I know I have told y'all so many times you need to get that, but I stand by that, okay? I love that oil. So the next fragrance is the It Girl of 2023 so far. This is Amouage Guidance. So for the life of me, I cannot understand why so many people seem to love this fragrance. I mean, it's in my list. I love it. I have grown to love it. But this is a complex fragrance. So no matter if you're watching this video, no matter how many people you see talk about this, do not blind buy it. I do not think this is a safe blind buy at all, although it is gorgeous. Now, I have seen so many people say so many different things about the way this smells, so I'm just gonna give it to you what I smell, and that could be different from somebody else. But initially when I spray this fragrance, I get this green note, and that's kind of what turned me off when I tried this on paper for the first time. On the skin, the greenness is less, but it is still there. So there is like a green kind of herbal note. As this fragrance dries down, I do get a lot of a fruity floralness coming out, but not a playful fruity floral. It's like a little sweet, a little bit juicy, but not too much so. And then as this fragrance dries down more, I get something a little bit sweeter, a little bit more powdery. I don't know if vanilla is a note in this, but I get like a powdery, nutty sweetness to this fragrance. I wouldn't call this a gourmand fragrance. I actually find this to be kind of difficult to describe, but it has fruity elements, nutty elements, floral elements, and slightly powdery elements. And overall, the vibe that I get from this fragrance is just a soft but strong feminine presence. Like, this is a very feminine scent, but it is not girly. This is very womanly. Like, you know who you are. You are powerful, but you don't have to scream that. This is definitely a softer scent. And when I say softer, I don't mean like soft in projection or longevity or anything like that. I mean softer as in it smells soft to me. That makes no sense. It smells kind of like fluffy, I guess. It's good. Definitely a really good one. I've been enjoying wearing this to like church and just during the day. I don't really foresee myself wearing this at night. To me, this is more of a daytime scent. But I mean, I guess you could wear it at night too. I kind of forgot to mention it, but it does have a kind of incensey undertone as well. So I guess you probably could get away with it at night, but I prefer to wear this during the day. I think it's perfect for warm weather, but I actually think this is strong enough to be worn year round. And it's the Pretty Girl scent that is quite unique. So I've been enjoying Amouage Guidance. This next fragrance is from Une Nuit Nomad, and this is Jardins de Misfa. Can y'all see that dent? I mean, that dent is denting, y'all. The dent is denting. For me anyway. I have really been loving this fragrance. Before I forget, this fragrance was sent to me from the brand a few months ago. They don't know I'm doing this video, but I just wanted to be transparent with y'all. They did give me a discount code at the time. If that is still active, I will have it listed in the description box below. So definitely make sure you check out my description box. I always list my products. I always provide links. I always give y'all discount codes if I have them. So if you're interested in picking up anything from Une Nuit Nomad, check out my description box below for the discount code. Anyway, I love it. This is a dates fragrance, but it is done in a different way. So when I think about dates, the fruit, when I think about dates, I think about this sweet, sticky texture type of fragrance, like almost overly sweet and sticky. That is not what I get from this. So to me, I smell dates for sure, but the dates smell almost, they smell sweet, but it almost has this kind of transparent quality to this fragrance. This fragrance also smells ambery to me, but the amber again is not heavy. Everything in this fragrance to me smells airy. It's beautiful. So it's sweet, fruity, a little spicy, but airy, not overdone. I love this. And it kind of gives me sentimental value because whenever I smell this fragrance, it makes me think about my hometown. When I was a kid, there were places that had dates trees and we would pull them off and like just eat them. And that's what this reminds me of. I mean, it's been decades since I did that. Like every time I go to my hometown, I haven't seen any dates in forever. I don't even know where people grow them or anything like that. But every time I smell this, it gives me that childhood memory. And I love it. And I think that's why I've been reaching for this a lot, because I've just been, you know, in that type of mode of remembering past times. So this fragrance is really special to me. I'm glad that I love the way it smells and that it also now has this sentimental value for me. So definitely, if you like dates, check this one out. I've heard some people say this is not what they expected. And for me, it wasn't what I expected when I got it, because I thought it was going to be a thick, heavy scent, and it's not that. So definitely test it out if you can, but I absolutely love this. It's not too heavy to wear in hot weather. I have been wearing it outside during the day and had no issues with it. So again, that's Jardins de Misfa from Une Nuit Nomad. The next fragrance I have is from Glossier, and this is You. So this fragrance is one of those fragrances that's supposed to smell different on everybody. I don't know if that's true or not, but what I get from this fragrance is a very light, sweet, woody fragrance. It smells like there's iris. It kind of gives me that lipsticky vibe and a woodiness, but everything is very, very light. And the reason that this fragrance is in this video is because over the last couple months, I've been in and out of hospitals and stuff, not myself, but obviously visiting. And this is the fragrance that I typically will travel with when I was going to see my mom, just because I knew if, like in the hospital, this would not bother anybody. And I could just spray this on and feel fresh and clean and not feel like I was doing too much, not trying too hard. It was kind of one of those things, you know, when you're going through these situations, like I still want to smell good, but I honestly didn't really care about the fragrance I was wearing. But I wore this and I actually really enjoyed it. And even after like she had passed and I came back home and I was like putting my clothes in the washer and stuff, I could smell this on my clothes. And although they're not necessarily good memories, they are still memories. It still gave me something. Yeah, I really like it. And I will say, when I was at the hospital with my mom and somebody came to visit, now mind you, no, actually this was at hospice, when my mom was in hospice. Somebody came to visit and I had stayed overnight at hospice. So I hadn't taken a shower. I had been there over 24 hours. Like I was not, you know, you do what you got to do for the ones you love, but that's not like my norm. I'm usually a 2 shower a day type of person. But anyway, I had sprayed this on like early in the morning before I left the house. I did not touch up because like I said, I was not thinking about fragrance. So the next day when somebody came by, over 24 hours since my last shower, they gave me a hug and they were like, oh, you smell good. What are you wearing? And I was like, what am I wearing? I'm like, dirt. But I remember later that it was this that I had been wearing, and I could smell it on my sweater. So that's probably what she smelled it on. But anyway, Glossier You, a perfect scent for non-offensive situations like hospitals, doctor's offices, anything really. This is not a scent that I would go to for special occasions or anything like that, but it is a scent that serves a purpose, and I've worn it a lot over the past few months. So I definitely wanted to share it with you all because it's one of those ones that will probably go under the radar because I don't think it's extremely special, but it is something that now when I smell it, it gives me sentimental vibes, and I've been wearing it. So again, Glossier You. And then the last fragrance I have to share with you all is the Musk from Essential Parfums. Now this dent is really denting, y'all, but I've had this bottle longer, but this is a 100 ml bottle, y'all. Look at that. I am really proud of that. This fragrance is absolutely beautiful. This is a clean musk, fresh out of shower musk, but it has a little bit of sweetness to it as well. Very easygoing. This is one that I just like to spray on. It's so comforting to me. So if I'm sick or not feeling good, this is so comforting, and I don't know why, but it gives me like a fragrance hug, and I've been needing a lot of that lately. So I have been wearing this a lot, and I actually get compliments on this, which always kind of surprises me because it's such a kind of lightweight scent, but I do get compliments on it. Even my husband complimented me on this a few days ago, and he was like, did you just spray on perfume? And I'm like 4 hours ago. He was like, I'm surprised I can smell it. You smell really good. He never smells fragrance. Like I can spray on a fragrance right now and he walk in a minute later and act like he don't smell anything. So the fact that he smelled this on me, and we were not that close. I was sitting in a chair and he walked by. But yeah, the fact that he could smell it on me, I felt like that was impressive. That's not why I wear this fragrance. I wear this fragrance only for me, but it was nice to get a compliment on it. And again, this just makes me feel so comforted, so cozy without it being heavy, and so clean at the same time. So again, that is the Musk by Essential Parfums. So those were my most addictive fragrances right now. If you have tried any of these fragrances, let us know what you think of them down below. Also, let us know what was your go-to fragrance over the past month or so. Share that in the comments, please. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos. I typically upload videos 3 times a week, so I have tons of content on my channel that you can check out in your free time. Also, if you're not already an email subscriber to my website, please do that. My website is www.simplyaisha.com. I'm hoping to be a lot more active on my website in the upcoming months. Also, if you want to connect with me more, follow me on Instagram. I'm typically in my stories almost every day, and I love to chat with y'all in my DMs on the regular. I hope you all enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.